And now, a sneak preview of upcoming video cassette releases.
Knox, David Warner, Isabella Hoffman, Charlotte Lewis, Yaphet Kotto, and a special appearance by Meg Foster. Tripwire on video cassette.
He sold his soul to the devil for a chance at immortality. But fame and fortune carry a price he'd pay for eternity. Robert Englund, the master of the macabre, is Phantom of the Opera, now available on video cassette.
Today, as every Wednesday, the Pope is about to extend his invitation to all God's people, as Christ did when he sent his apostles to the ends of the earth.
Vatican, Sector 1, all okay.
Vatican, Sector 1. I think we have got a power failure. 3 cameras are down.
Sperlo.
I'm sorry I panicked. All the monitors are back.
We are at the bridge. She's heading now toward Piazza Navone.
A mysterious shooting in Rome today. Police report that a young woman, apparently a tourist, was shot to death this morning in the midst of crowded Piazza Navone. Her assailant escaped unnoticed. Police have ruled out robbery as a motive. They speculate that this may be the work of a terrorist gang. Meanwhile, in the Vatican, the Pope this morning renewed his call for the superpowers to join third world countries in a new drive for peace.
How are you?
You know, when you get to be my age, you just can't let a thing like this go by.
This girl here?
No, not this girl. Come on, be a pal. Let me the apartment. Give the old boss a break. Just for tonight. And believe me, Mark.
There's a call from Mr. Sherman.
Believe me, she's a dream. The hottest number in town. She goes crazy for those rat's nests in the old section. The place is that.
Telephone call for you, sir.
Ah, hell, they can find you anywhere. Answer that for me, will you? Make some excuse. Better yet, you tell him I'm not even here. Okay? Go on. Tell Mario to get ready. Bring me one more.
All right, Mr. Sherman. One scotch and soda. Come here. Excuse me, sir. I'm instructed by Mr. Sherman to say get ready.
That's what I thought too.
Yes, it's all right.
Well,
The tourist has been killed.
an American?
They still don't know. They're calling all the consulates now.
And if you're a true sport, you won't let me pass up this fabulous lay. Huh? What do you say, okay? I owe you one. I owe you one. Give him hell, Mark. You're representing Uncle Sam.
The cause of her death was due to 3 bullets fired at close range. They penetrated and caused laceration of the right ventricle. Repeat, the right ventricle. The bullet was fired not more than 2 yards away from the victim. Very close range. The assailant must have carried a concealed weapon, probably hidden in the assailant's coat or bag of some kind. Analysis of the victim's skin, the eyes, and chemical composition of the body fluids all confirm the presence of what is called the flight syndrome. Repeat, the flight syndrome.
The American consulate sent a flunky.
The phenomenon used to be called horripilation. The normal secretions, the dilation of the pupils, the cold
Where's
sweat,
Sherman?
together with other phenomena.
Something urgent came up. He couldn't make it.
Assumption that
I'm Mark Hendricks, the vice consul.
the woman must have found herself in
Vice
a
consul?
state of fright.
That's right.
That is the only state which would explain all these.
Listen carefully, young man. I don't know why they
There are
sent you,
indications that she had
but
been
whatever the
involved in
reason,
vigorous exercise.
as soon as you get out of
Perhaps
here,
she'd
go
been
straight
running,
to your boss
perhaps running away.
and tell him that he and we must meet right away.
Yes, the victim before she died had been sensing a feeling of great danger over a prolonged period. Perhaps for an hour.
So a woman's
perhaps
death,
the
as you
entire
might have
morning.
heard, is more complicated than meets the eye.
Now,
You sure she was
the
American?
authorities have taken
Well,
a view that
we have
the
every good
victim was
reason
a
to believe so.
tourist who happened to be passing by.
And to keep you
and who was
people out
innocently
of this,
involved in an
we'll
attack
continue to
that
tell
was
the
sudden
press
and
that
unexpected.
it was a terrorist's attack.
Because the victim experienced a prolonged period of fear, we cannot confirm the police view that this lady was
Here,
attacked
give
at
this to
random.
Sherman. And tell him he'd better call me immediately. Let's get out of
We
here.
cannot confirm the assumption of the authorities that this woman was a tourist. Just a tourist who was just passing by. Hey, get that guy's picture!
Who is he?
I don't know, he looks American.
Watch the damn cable, will you? Watch the damn cable. What's your name? Tell us your name.
Hey, watch the car!
What do you know about this case? Are you related to the victim? Boyfriend, brother, lover?
want a lift?
Come on, quit shoving, will you?
What's your name?
Did you get it?
You're not used to this, are you?
No.
Get accustomed to it. We journalists are not too diplomatic. Now, where can I drop you?
Wherever I can get to a taxi.
So, Sherman sent you to face up to the cook, huh?
What cook?
That gray-haired, elegant guy. His friends at Special Services started calling him that because he likes good food and brags about being an expert on restaurants. But if there's a hot case, you'll see him sniffing around at the morgue. The question now is,
How hot is this case?
You're quite a mover, Mr.
Preti, Mario Preti.
Don't you think you're exaggerating the situation a little bit, Mr. Preti?
There are two conclusions. First, the woman was American. Second, if the cook's on the case, it's something quite touchy. An embarrassing death in a city where even the walls have had ears for the last 2,500 years. You barbarians arrive, think you're smart, you know everything, and instead wind up in a fountain like you're tourists.
Giorgio, where's the action from?
You said you lined up some girls.
Giorgio couldn't line up a
Mr. Hendricks, what do you say we exchange information? Now, hold it. You're a fourth-level employee at the American consulate in Rome. But tonight, because of some weird circumstances, you're in charge of a strange case that could make your career zoom to the top and make you a great star all in one shot. Hendricks, why don't you let me buy you a drink?
No.
All right then. But I'm sure we'll see each other soon. Think about what I told you. There's something big in the air. Don't forget to give my regards to Sherman.
Please, one moment. It's important. One moment, please. I must talk to you. Thank you.
I thought I lived here. Sorry to bother you, but I think I live here.
Your friend should stick to whiskey. I'm an interior designer. Nice to know you. Goodbye.
Well, what's happening, Crispa, huh?
Come, come. He's in a bad mood. He's called up all the big shots, and you're next.
Why, what's he griping about?
I tried that special recipe of yours. But it wasn't very successful.
You tell me what the minister wants, and I'll give you the secret ingredient.
Listen, Marini. I know it's true that you got me this job, but I just can't tell you everything that's going on in here. Okay? Yes? Just a minute. Nobody believes that story on the terrorist shooting. So now they're fighting to see which branch gets to handle the case. The Internal Affairs say it belongs to Internal Affairs. Susmi says it's Susmi, and the Carabinieri say it's a Carabinieri. Can you imagine?
Well, we have more Secret Service than secrets.
Yes? Okay, fine. He's ready for you.
Thank you.
So what's the secret?
Ah, the pistachios. You probably forgot the pistachios.
Sure did. Hello? There's a call for you. Line 2. Someone called Mario Preti?
Who?
Mario Preti.
Hendrik speaking.
Please, Saidi, come in.
Find Mehmet for me.
Good morning, sir.
You don't get much of a tan down here, do you, Sergeant?
No, I can't say I do. Yes, sir.
Morning, Sam.
Hi, Mark.
You got a problem?
Nope, all done. See you later.
Good morning. The Virginia Databank is open. You are requesting information regarding Sister Sylvia Torrance, born in Stockton, California. Please submit photo verification. The information you have requested is classified. Code 553.
You are fortunate. Your dish was on the menu.
Since when?
About 3 years.
Lebanon?
Wait a minute, Cook. You should know my brother is serving time in one of your stupid prisons. Thanks to the backbiting of jealous thieves.
Yes, I know, Mehmet. I'll see what I can do. Now tell me.
Libya, 1984. Carol White, CIA overseas.
Take a good look at this van. It's worth a career. Looks innocuous. Huh. But imagine that someone, an anonymous witness, says he saw this van yesterday. Saw it at a square near St. Peter's while the Pope was making his speech. And let's say that this someone saw a young nun get out of this van while the van was stuck in traffic. And that some guy followed the young woman. According to the witness's testimony, The young nun and the tourist killed in the Piazza Navone are one and the same person.
Who does the van belong to?
The registration shows it's the property of a retired post office employee, died last year. No heirs. The perfect example of a laundered van. Come on, give me a hand. There might be something in here the police haven't found so far. What's that? A receipt from a food cooperative. Yesterday's. With the address of the purchaser. 135 Via Marolana. Pio. P-I-O. What does Pio mean? Hold it, you bastard!
Shit! We're barbarians, cooks, and secret services. I want information. I want you to tell me who sent you, what paper you work for, what you want from me, and where you got that fucking cannon.
Ask George. He'll tell you who is Mario. About where I work. I work for every fucking newspaper in this whole bloody city. I'm the one they call in when a convenience story has to be released, like the one about terrorists in Piazza Navone. That should explain why I carry a gun. Not everybody's on the side of the Americans, my friend. And there are those who get really upset when they're implicated for acts they haven't committed. Can you picture that? Don't ask yourself if it's right or wrong, or try to make a whole moral issue out of this mess. I brought you here to make you understand that the woman they killed at the Piazza Navone was the nun that ditched this van. Now then, do we go on? Or stop it here?
We go on.
2,500,000. 3 million. 4 million. 5 million. Thank you. 5 million. We move on to number 82. It's an icon. Dates back to the 19th century, attributed to the well-known sculptress Audrey Russicum, associated with the Moscow School of Art. The artist reached her most prolific period from 1810 until
Your husband
1860.
phoned. He said to tell you that the divorce case is coming along well.
Why does he want a divorce?
Loving husbands grow suspicious at times. A wife does not always behave the way she should.
Sometimes one has to make quick decisions. There's no time to ask for advice. I wasn't trying to be arrogant. You could talk to him.
He wouldn't listen to me. But I could try for you.
During the latter part of the artist's life, from 1825 until 1855.
Keep the change. This is what I wanted you to see. The Russicum.
The what?
You haven't heard of the Russicum? It's one of the basic research tools for the CIA.
Forget the CIA. What's a Russicum?
It's a center for those who want to study Russia. A center established about 50 years ago under the direction of the Jesuits. People here are involved in studying everything about the Soviet Union. Languages, customs, arts. This is where priests and refugees come together. Dissidents, Catholics, Orthodox Ukrainians. 40 years ago, Catholic priests left from here to enter Russia secretly. They wanted to evangelize, to infiltrate the world of the Russian atheist. Then, the thaw between East and West. Dissidents and exiles started coming back this way. The place became political for the Americans, you know? Dissidents and exiles turned up here. And with them, the KGB. And of course, where the KGB goes, there goes the CIA. For me, it's off limits. Not for you. Why, sure. You easily qualify as an American official. It's a cinch for you to get inside. Say you're asking about the American nun. Huh?
All right. Hello, I'm Mark Hendricks to the American Consul. I'd like to speak with someone in charge.
Yes,
please.
come in, please. A gentleman from the American Consulate. Very well.
Now, what do you want from me?
Don't shout, George. That's not the best way to start a really friendly conversation.
Okay, Mario. So what do you want?
What do I want? First thing, let me tell you that it wasn't a great idea sending that palooka of yours to the police parking lot.
I don't know what you're talking about. What police parking lot?
Where you calling from? You know what I'm speaking about. And I don't give a damn if you're recording this call. You shouldn't have gotten cute with me. I warned you. And now there are two of us who know that story about the nun. Me and that palooka.
I'm looking for Sister Sylvia Torrance.
Yes? And what do you want of her?
I'd like to speak with her.
She's not in the Institute at the moment.
Well, do you know where she is?
Around. I understand that she's occupied at this minute.
Did you see her leave this morning, or has she been gone longer?
But why do you seek so many replies? I am not authorized to explain.
May I speak with someone who is?
Mother Superior?
Please forgive me, Father Carafa. But this gentleman, an American, arrived a few minutes ago. He's inquiring about Sister Sylvia Torrance. I've said nothing.
I'm Mark Hendricks from the American Consulate.
So you are from the American Consulate?
Yes, that's correct, Father.
I thought I knew everyone at the consulate.
Well, I was just transferred recently.
Ah. And had you applied for transfer to Rome?
No, I had no thought of coming here.
Have you ever been to the Institute before?
No, I didn't even know this place existed. It's, very Russian.
Thank you, Mother Superior. We can talk later. This is an institute for Oriental studies. Oriental according to the Latin connotation. That is, people of Eastern Europe, Slavs, Russians, Ukrainians, Lithuanians, Latvians, as well as the Middle East. Syrians, Lebanese, Maronites. Tell me, what part of the United States are you from?
St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised. My mother's Lithuanian.
Your mother's Lithuanian? Do you speak the language?
No, not really, just a few words. You know, a lot of these things remind me of my parents' home.
No, no more. It is impossible to work under these conditions. Impossible. It is impossible. It cannot go on like this, Carafa. I really try my best, huh? And yet, the best I can do, under these circumstances, is not good enough for the task.
It's understandable. Too much work in too little time. I was here with a friend from the American consulate, Mr. Hendricks.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
So, Hanama, what's wrong now?
I can imagine your surprise. Would you like to visit? And would the fathers like to get back to work? We're in the process of redoing the catalog of the Institute's library. All 200,000 volumes. It's the biggest library of Slavic studies in the world. Oh, by the way, our father Tiplitz is Lithuanian. Would you care to exchange a few words with him?
Alla piana.
Alla piana, kai panasi.
Father Keller is our expert in Slavic studies. He is directing the work on the catalog. And this is Father McFarlane. He's our specialist in formal linguistics. You've already met Father Hanema. If you manage to ignore his temperament, he's a brilliant Dutch theologian. And just a bit, perhaps, of a heretic.
And Father Carafa even has a pyre lit and waiting for me.
And this is our young Ukrainian brother, Isidoro, who is working on the very first edition of a Ukrainian-Italian dictionary.
Father, may I have your permission to go to IBM, people? There's a program I need changed.
But of course, as long as you're back for the Angelus. You'll forgive this brief digression. But if nothing else, it was useful to let you meet a good part of our community. Let's get back to the reason for your visit, Mr. Hendricks. Am I to take it you haven't brought good news regarding Sister Sylvia?
No, I haven't, Father. There's been an accident. Very bad one.
Is she dead?
She was killed.
Oh, my God.
Did you know her well?
We hardly knew any of these nuns. They arrived only recently to help the fathers with things like the kitchen, the laundry, the mail, and would return to their convents as soon as we finished. I believe Sister Sylvia was the last to arrive. She was killed, you say? By whom? Why?
That aspect of the case is being handled by the Italian magistrate. My job is to make sure that the rights of American citizens are respected. Is there anything you can tell me that might be helpful in that regard?
No, I'll gather what information I can and try to be more precise, but now I need to think. I'll be in contact with you.
I'm terribly sorry we had to meet under these circumstances, Father.
Yes, you can take the elevator at the end of the corridor.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
What did he say about me?
Nothing.
Nothing. Don't lie. Don't lie. I know what he says about me. Intelligent, but crazy. He says, there is some anger in me. Well, what else but anger could we Ukrainians have? We're the ones who profess the faith, but they're not worth all the money they spend on computers. They extradite us and imprison us in Siberia. I'll bet you've never even heard of the Ukrainian Catholics. For many, we're a people who don't even exist. We're ghosts. Ma, in 45, Stalin had us annexed by force to the Orthodox faith. Here, read how we made us 4 million ghosts.
Hello. The Chez Philippe restaurant? I want to speak to the cook. I can't speak to anyone. I want to speak to the cook.
I think you'll be able to work much faster with this new filing program. Coupled with the CD gear, you should have maximum speed and storage capacity.
I think I can install it myself. If I have difficulty, I'll have to ask you to send someone.
No problem.
Goodbye.
"223. Code Alpha Red. The Ukrainian was back. I think they're about to put together a new scramble system. I'll let you know."
Despite restrictions, the Ukrainian Catholics gather for Mass, which are held clandestinely in churches that have been officially closed. With this excuse, many priests have been arrested by the KGB. The existence of an underground church is confirmed by the arrests of numerous Catholic Ukrainian priests. Some of these have been found hanged in the forests, even though Soviet authorities have disguised them as suicide cases, as in the 1975 case of Father Mikhail Lutsky. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Hendricks?
Yeah, speaking.
This is Alexandra. I got a message asking me to call you.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk to you.
What about?
Could we meet somewhere? It's very important I speak with you.
I can meet you at the Villa Borghese. You know where that is?
Yeah. Yeah, Villa Borghese, say 1 hour?
1 hour sharp.
All right. Thank you very much. Right. Bye.
All right, come on, move along. You give me your bowl. I'll give you some soup. Hold it up. Don't push. There's enough for everybody. All right, next. Move along, move along.
Adies, anima. Nie pomenicie mnie?
Нет, ja, I might.
Ja Vasily Grossman. Iz Chernobyl. Je niet pomende? Ja prekola. Stoj grupo. Je vieje. Magroda. Da muhaza. Me koho komunise. Vagestie. Shalom. Vizu. Ameriku. Aziet. Maya visa.
What's this?
So, did you remember to bring something for me?
Yes, I did. Well, Father, has something happened?
What else has to happen? They're killing people right in front of the Institute.
I know.
He was one of your men, and you did nothing to save him. Father Karaf has even let an American into the project room. The next one to be killed will be me.
Relax, Father. Getting excited won't help.
You're just a bureaucrat. Names, numbers, and files. You can't understand because you don't want to understand. What we're doing is only the will of God. It's God who wants Russia to be consecrated to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Sister Lucy of Fatima said this June the 13th, 1917. Pay close attention to these numbers. June the 13th, 1917 is the Russian Revolution. June the 13th is the day they attempted to assassinate the Pope. And what did John Paul II do as soon as he was better? He went to Fatima.
So that's the date you have established for the trip.
The moment is near. The preparations are almost finished. The event of the millennium is about to take place.
All right. We all know that the Pope will be making his trip to Russia. And the third mystery of Fatima will come true. But that can't be the only reason that so many people are getting killed. There must be more.
More? Of course there's more.
But what is this more? This more that they all want to put their hands on? Just the third secret of Fatima? Or is it, as I think, the agreements?
You just can't.
The secret pacts that exist between the Vatican and the Kremlin. Agreements which could hurt the Ukrainian Church.
Just can't talk like that about this event. Imagine what it would mean to be able to consecrate Russia, the beginning of a new era of peace and brotherhood. Make a friend out of an enemy, and the Pope going there in a spirit of sacrifice. Imagine all the people who would not want this to happen. This voyage of peace, who would want to sabotage all. You cannot allow this to happen.
Отец, ваши цвята скиво.
You see that I'm not able to. You're hurting me.
Leave him alone.
Моя виза. Моя виза. Америку. Визу. Визу. Америку. Отец.
Try to remember.
I told you. I don't remember. It wasn't a very pleasant evening.
We must have talked about something.
I told you, he already had a lot to drink. Then we got to the apartment, he kept on drinking. Then he got on the phone and was there for quite a while. He was upset. He drank and phoned, and then passed out.
Who was he calling? Look, this is very important. You yourself might be in danger.
I must admit, Mr. Hendricks, you're a very peculiar man. It's the first time that someone's tried to pick me up by intimidating me.
I guess you're right. I shouldn't be asking you all these questions. Actually, if anyone's in danger, it's probably me.
Yes, I believe you are.
So, if you know nothing about the nun, it means, there is someone above you doing things behind your back.
Listen, chef, cook, whatever they call you. I got nobody above me. So they killed the nun. So what?
But the nun was CIA.
Ah.
Yes or no?
Lots of agents get killed. CIA agents. Don't you watch TV?
What about a journalist named Mario? Mario Preti.
What? What happened to Mario Preti?
How do the Soviets know about the phony nun? Hmm? Who does she work for? You Americans or the Vatican?
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? I thought we were on the same side.
Come on, George. We've been in the business for too many years not to know that there is only one side. One's own side. Well, we can at least be honest with each other. Part of you Americans, like part of the Soviets, have very good motives to create a scandal around the Pope's trip to Russia and blow the whole affair.
Well, you know American policy. Human rights, freedom, free enterprise.
Come on, George. There's nobody listening. Don't tell me you sent that boy to the Russicum to protect American interests.
Well, everybody wants to know what's going on there. What you want me to do, go myself? The press would have this face on the front page the very next day.
I don't want the intelligence to interfere with the Vatican's diplomatic relations.
And what about you?
Vladimir. Господа. Shika. Jesus Christ. In thy name do I repent that I... Saint Joseph, my patron saint, you were in Sister Sylvia's room.
You need to confess your sins, my son.
I knew Sister Sylvia.
Were you the one who made the first approaches?
She came looking for me. She was the one.
Was she beautiful?
She was understanding. She spoke to me.
And did you touch?
She'd be sympathetic. We would speak about Ukraine. We would speak about all things. She would listen to me.
Then what happened?
Father, I have sinned. I have sinned because of my pride. I have hated my work. I hated our mission here, the mission for which we came that prepares for this trip. I understood.
You understood what?
I perceive that this voyage of the Pope works against us. I perceive that we Ukrainians are about to disappear completely. I perceive that our faith was swapped in exchange for religious freedom for Poland, Czechoslovakia, Lithuania. I think the swapping was done entirely at our expense. Please, pardon me. Pardon me. I have sinned because I have hated.
And who did you hate?
I hated the Holy Father, the Pope.
This is love. Love. For the faith, for the Ukraine, for the Holy Father. The desperate love that can't see beyond the appearance of things. The Pope's suffering goes beyond the barrier of time and faces millennia. True faith doesn't look only at the present. It works for the future. You haven't sinned, my son. You've taken on a suffering that God has not meant for you.
I have not sinned, Father.
The Pope will go to Moscow. Peter's heir will preach the faith, and his message will convert non-believers and save the Ukraine. You, Ukraine.
But I betrayed Father. I betrayed.
Whom did you betray?
Faith. The Pope. I betrayed our Lord Jesus Christ. That sister wasn't a nun. She was a spy.
What did she do?
That woman made me bare my innermost soul. Made me feel so confident I spoke of desperation and of my suffering with the others.
The Pope's trip. Who did you speak to about the trip?
I have told no one about those negotiations.
You must leave, my son. You must return to your work in Canada. Immediately.
Give me some water.
Right.
What's he been told?
Nothing.
Where is he now?
He's taking a sauna at the Hilton. We have been trying to hold back the press.
My ass, you have. Sorry about this, George. But I wanted to come see you personally.
When did you get in?
Mark Hendricks. Born in St. Louis, Missouri. Georgetown graduate, and so forth. Who is he, George?
He's a nobody. He's in my department. Fourth-class material.
Could he be a plant?
No way. I would have spotted a plant a mile away. You know, talking about plants, you're the one who sent that Carol White over here dressed up like a nun. Without even telling me.
The agency decided that. You know how they are. They lose their trust. And sometimes they're right. What do you know about it?
I don't know nothing.
Well, that's not much for someone who heads the Roman sector, is it? Look, George. The boss doesn't like to see one of his best agents get shot up in a Roman fountain. You know what I mean? And he also doesn't like to see a two-bit nobody do the work that's been entrusted to you.
First off, let me tell you that Rome is crawling with spies. Mossad, MIT, MI5, KGB, Bulgarians, Palestinians, all over the place. Now, if you send an agent without telling me, I don't hold myself responsible for nothing. And point two, Hendricks is a whipping boy. He does my dirty work. I couldn't infiltrate that place myself. I would have blown the whole deal wide open. Now, if the boss wants to see any results, he's gonna have to let me see this thing through. My way.
Okay, George. But don't forget, you've got 2 strikes on you already.
Yeah.
Mr. Hendricks!
Yeah, speaking.
Mr. Hendricks, there isn't much time.
Isidoro?
Yes, Isidoro. I am being transferred. Mr. Hendricks, have you read the book?
Where are you? What time is it?
Have you read the book?
Yes, I've read it. You said you're leaving. Where are you going?
Please listen. I am now leaving for the airport. Can we meet at international departure? I need to talk. Confide in somebody before I disappear forever.
Wait. Tell me what happened.
I've betrayed. And have been betrayed in turn. I can't explain now. Please come.
Don't tell me you're going out now.
Sounds crazy, doesn't it?
Take me with you.
You can wait here if you want.
Think you'll be back soon? An hour, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Casanova. Are you through running?
The Vatican today with leaders of the Russian Orthodox Church. The meeting, which lasted nearly 2 hours, was the third such conference in less than a year, indicating a new opening and a major commitment to unity.
"223. They're closing the deal, Sherman. You better get your ass in gear."
Well, Mr. Hendricks, you called? I came.
I just hope I called the right man.
I only hope you're not wasting my time. What's the problem?
Problem is simple. This whole thing has gotten way out of hand. And I want out. I'm a Foreign Service employee.
Come on, Mr. Hendricks. Don't play the fool. Not with me. As your saying goes, curiosity killed the cat, and satisfaction brought him back.
Why don't you believe me?
On principle, I don't believe what anyone says. You see, Mr. Hendricks, There is something fundamental you are not telling me. The fact is that you no longer trust Sherman. And now you find yourself an open target. You also know that not even your people in Washington trust Sherman. That's why they sent Carol White, alias Sister Sylvia Torres. You've known this for some time, and told me nothing.
Mario Preti was killed to stop me. I think he knew too much about you. And I'll bet you knew a hell of a lot more about him. Who killed him, Marini? Why didn't the press report his death?
I want to answer those questions myself. That's why, Mr. Hendricks, you must play this game out.
This isn't a game, Marini. This is a question of survival.
If you want out of it alive, you must see it through to the end.
Святейшего Отца нашего, Иоанна Павла Папулинского, да поменяет Господь Бог наш
And therefore, come in or stay out. Don't just stand there.
Excuse me.
Color is part of the world of symbols. But according to Dennis, what is fundamental is to find the answer to the question of God, despite his inexpressible essence. How can the Supreme Being communicate with his creatures and make them a part of his divine life? Please, sit down. You're being a nuisance. White is the color of glory, of divine power. Pythagoras orders his disciples to wear white when they sing their sacred hymns. But it is also the color of the destruction of this earthly world. The deposition of Christ in a white sheet, Lazarus wearing white linens coming out of the darkness of his tomb.
As the lacerating whites of Rublev. Have you ever seen a Rublev up close? It's an unforgettable spectacle.
What are you doing here?
But of all the colors, red is the most active. Dennis describes it as incandescent and vibrant.
You never told me you were interested in Russian art.
Well, you never gave me the chance.
You have a strange way of treating a woman. First you disappear in the middle of the night, and then you turn up when you're least expected.
The unpredictable male.
Confuse me some more.
I'd love to.
Say, you know, today I have a couple of appointments. Do you want to come?
Sure. Today's my day off.
Great.
Alexandra Angelopoulos, born in Cyprus in 1956. Marries a Turkish diplomat in 74, a certain Ibrahim Ararat, and moves to West Berlin. In 78, she's mixed up with illegal traffic in paintings.
Good morning, madam.
Hello, Arthur. Is the manager in?
He's waiting for you.
Why don't you have a look around? I'm sure Arthur can show you some nice things. I'll be right back.
This way, sir. Sit here, please. Our catalog of religious objets d'art.
I don't have good news for you. Your husband has obtained a divorce.
No.
You're single again. It's time you started a new life.
But they can't. You can't allow them.
You know perfectly well they can do as they like.
In that case, I have nothing left but to ask for alimony. And I warn you, it'll be no small matter.
It's within your rights.
(1982) Nice, teamed with a guy by the name of Piazza Navone. He's ex-legionnaire, ex-68 student, tied up with a gang of international gun runners. The French Secret Services keep an eye on her. Then, in 1985, Interpol finds her in London. She's dealing in art again. Nothing special, she's a small fish.
She's too small a fish for a big pool.
Yes, it has been an eventful day in the history of the Church. An eventful day for all Christendom. The Pope has announced his trip to Russia.
Well, old buddy, I guess you struck out after all.
Give me 24 hours.
No way, George. Consider the case closed. Any initiative at this point could be dangerous and would end up boomeranging against us. You should at least know when it's time to quit.
No, they're not letting us in anymore.
What do you mean they're not letting us in?
I can't crack the Russian files. They've changed everything around.
What about technical assistance?
They're doing it all by themselves. All we know now is that they've got a scramble system to avoid attack. And that they've got compact disks to increase their storage capacity.
So how do we get our hands on one of those discs?
If we can get past the scramble system, well, then we can read the disk without having to infiltrate.
With one of these?
If we had an entry code, it'd be easier. We'd avoid their scramble system.
What do you mean?
An access word, a number, a series of letters.
And if we don't?
We could try. It would be hit or miss. But first, we'd have to hook up to their computer.
Wait. Wait a second. Stay right here. I'm going to shower and slip into something more comfortable.
Hey!
I think you need a ride. Come on, get in. We are not fussy about who we pick up. Let's talk. Go.
You're under the Russicum. Here's where we can tap in. Maybe. This should be the right part. All we need now is a little bit of luck.
What happened?
Might not work. Wait. Pushkin Alexander Sergeyevich. That's them. Calling for a code. Let me try something. Moscow. Proposal positive. Vatican State counterproposal. Kremlin okay.
Play hold!
I can't figure it out. It's as if someone were trying to tap the memory bank.
Lock everything.
Right.
What's the matter?
Something wrong here.
What happened? What?
What do you think they're doing?
They must have hooked up to a telephone cable or something. The scramble system reveals an entry.
Where?
The data bank.
They can control our project. They can control us at a distance any way they want.
Stop it. Nothing is lost. We knew when we accepted this project that there would be trouble. There would be risk. They chose us because we could be trusted. Because we're efficient and because we're stable. So stop this, Hanema. Get a hold of yourself.
You Jesuits are always the same.
They've got all the lines tapped.
They have gone through the scramble system. They can read us.
We have to shut down.
We can't. Vatican Radio is transmitting in code in no more than an hour from now.
We'll change the access code in time for the transmission.
Then shut down.
Take the compact disc out and shut down. Without the disc, they'll only get confused library figures.
I'm calling Father General. It's no longer safe here. It's like being trapped. This work must not be destroyed. We're almost finished.
What happened?
I'm not sure. Wait. Someone's on the phone.
This is Hanema. I want to speak to Marini.
One moment, please. A call for the cook. Hanema.
Hanema.
Yes, Father.
I must see you right away.
It's late, Father. Why don't you sleep and,
Because I have everything here in my possession.
Here where? Let's not play games.
Incredible.
I have the data bank, the compact disc, everything.
And we're going crazy trying to get into the data bank to get them. And they're coming out with it for us. The priest. The priest is going to have it all with him. They're going to take it to the Italians.
We'll meet at the usual place in, 20 minutes. All right?
Uh-huh.
Good. Go to the Cagliapio. Use the siren. You'll have to wait a while to shower. It's going to be a long night.
Let's go take the candy away from the baby. What are you doing?
Sorry, George. Westling's orders.
Westling sent you to kill me?
I'd like you to take me to the Coliseum as soon as possible, please.
Yes?
Thank you.
Aspetta. Una per volta. Aspetta. Qui. Piano. Qui. Piano.
Cigarette?
That's him.
Father Hanema!
Yeah, the cook. I need an alert.
Don't worry about it, Father. My name is Hendricks. I'm here to help you. All right? Okay?
Here, take this. Pope needs it. Many years working there by men better than me. Take it. Bring it to the Pope.
Just take it easy. I told you I'm gonna get you out of here.
No, I've been shot. I feel it. Go on. My Lord.
An amateur will always be an amateur. On your knees. Move. Put your face to the floor. Put your hands behind your back. Move and I'll blow your fucking head off. You got so hot, Westling thought you were a pro. But I had you pegged right from the start. Just an ambitious whipping boy looking to step all over me. But you blew it, kid. Get up. Get up. 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 I got 5 years in Vietnam. 2 in Salvador. 3 with the agency. You know what that says, kid? Huh? It says I'm no pushover. I could squeeze the life out of you with my bare hands.
How's it supposed to go, huh, George? Huh? You convinced an American nun and a Ukrainian Catholic to meet in St. Peter's the day of the Pope's speech? Both work for the Russicum, where you know secret agreements are being prepared between the Vatican and the Kremlin. You have the nun killed. You plant the gun on the Ukrainian. You arrest him right away. Headlines are already set. Ukrainian Catholic kills American nun in protest against Pope's trip to Moscow. Scandal's so big, you've got your excuse to put your nose in the Russicum. But things didn't work out quite the way you wanted them to, did they? The nun turns out to be CIA. Probably brought here to protect the Pope's trip. She fools you. She makes you lose your bearing. So you try a second move. The Russicum. You get hold of the secret agreements, you expose them, and the trip becomes impossible.
That's very good, kid, very good. But it's just beginner's luck. And you're gonna need plenty of that when I get back and decide what to do with you. Time for a snooze, kid.
You can start now.
Okay, Sam, we'll call you if we need you. Now, we had to take some risks. Calculated ones, of course. Sure, we had a few rather close calls. Few. Things got sticky for a while. But now you're gonna see it was all worth the effort.
Report on George W. Sherman. Presently assigned to the U.S. Consulate in Rome, Italy. Born 12/5/36, Pittsburgh. 1960, M.A. in Political Science from New York University. 8/8/69 through 11/9/71, Dan Am Command, Vietnam. 11/8/72, on trial in Hanoi. Attention, inquired for eyes only, double agent. Home base, Berlin. Sherman contacts 1. Mario Preti, alias Mario Sacerdoti, alias Max Priest. 1946, on trial for fascist ties. From 1956, journalist. Sherman contacts 2. Alexandra Angelopoulos, codename Sandra, recruited by KGB. Covert activity, art dealing, art critics, etc.
Mike,
Official sources place Sherman's agents...
Hey, Mike, these bastards are trying to set me up.
Rome,
Wait a minute, George. Let's watch.
with Alexandra Angelopoulos on the day of the Carol White murder. Permission to contact KGB agent not given in CIA directives. Action must be considered taken on subject's own initiative and responsibility.
Hey, what contacts? What's going on here? What is this bullshit, eh?
This bullshit means you're through, George.
This stuff means nothing. I said this means nothing. I told you they set me up and I fell for it.
You know, we might not have minded you courting with the KGB, but putting it on film isn't exactly what I would call playing it smart. You're a loser, George. The priest was smarter than you were.
Now, wait a minute, Mike, wait. Now, I was following your orders, wasn't I?
Off the record, Washington thought you'd be discreet about it. The official version is another one. You didn't really think we Americans would be against the trip, did you?
So what now?
Well, you remember the solutions they taught you at Langley under these circumstances? There were 3 of them. The first would be too risky. Maybe when Hoover was around. The second would have to ask the Ruskies, and I don't feel like doing that. And finally, of course, there's a third solution. All you're left with, George, is the third solution.
Mike.
You fooled them all, Carafa. But you forgot we women have our virtues too. We're suspicious, distrustful.
Where are you?
I am here, and I have come to collect.
Collect what?
We struck a deal, a bargain.
There never was the semblance of any bargain struck between us. I don't strike deals with you or anyone.
Now you get out of here. We're beneath God's dome.
The disc for your life, Carafa.
Out! Drop it!
Talked about a deal.
Ego.
What deal?
Te absolvo. Peccatis tuis. What deal?
It's over, Mr. Hendricks.
In nomine Patris, Filii Spiritus Sanctus.
It's all over.
Excuse me, one moment. Wait here. I could never have left without saying goodbye to you. Thank you. If it hadn't been for you, all this might never...
You know that's not true. You're a master. The disc with the Kremlin-Vatican agreement was always in that cup. You're really an artist.
Is that what you think?
I don't want to think. If I start to think, I'll realize you're probably the best agent the KGB ever had.
If so, do you really think I would have been so firm in protecting the plans of divine providence? No, my young friend. It was faith that gave me the strength. I'm a Jesuit. A soldier of Christ, of the Pope. And now it is the Pope, the Holy Father, who has the sublime and difficult mission to unite the brothers who have been so long separated. A mission beyond my power.
He won't stop at anything, will he? The end justifies the means.
You make it sound so Machiavellian. I was afraid that thought might haunt you. Would it make it any easier for you to know that I never double-crossed anyone to accomplish my mission? The ones who fell were victims of their own weakness, their doubts, their fears. They could have been saved. Pray for us all.